Welcome to Love Them Knives. We have more test results. This is batch 2, fresh back from the testing facility in a place that knows what steel is all about, Pennsylvania. Got the results right after this. Welcome back, Love Them Knives channel. We're sending knives out for testing. I have now christened myself as the official testing lab for the worldwide knife industry. Just kidding, but we're gonna do what we can with our XRF analyzer gun, as they call it, the PMI gun, shoots those x-rays at the blades, and I'll give you a link where you can read about how that happens, how the magic happens, how it excites the molecules, and reads the elemental composition and the percentage of that elemental composition, so it can come out with information that helps us know what the heck we're buying. And we've got results. And this is our second batch, okay? I'm gonna give you the link to the first batch that we did, because we did a first batch. This is the second batch. I've already received the third batch back, and the fourth batch is in testing, and I shipped the fifth batch. So we're gonna batch. Oh, hey, by the way, if you guys have some no-name, freaky blade from somewhere that says I'm whatever, and you don't know for sure if it is, contact me, lovethemknives@gmail.com, because we'll send it in for testing. Not everybody. We're going to be particular. I mean, oh my God, I'm just having a nightmare right now of all these boxes and knives coming in. But what they will end up with is no damage, except as we move the knife out here, there's a little teeny divot right there where they do the Rockwell testing. So other than that, no, it's just x-rays bouncing off there, so no problem. Big bubbles, no troubles. We tested knives, and we're gonna go through the test results right now. Then I will show you the pictures of the actual Rockwell tests with the knife on the machine showing you the readout on the dial. So you can confirm that. You don't think I'm just lying to you about that. Because, I mean, we actually have the sheets like this, and we're going to start it out with the mystery knife. This is a mystery knife, okay? Says D2. Came from China. Where'd I get this? I can't remember. I kept thinking this was a CH knife, CH3500. Now, since this one came back, I emailed Ping over at CH Knives saying, you know what? This doesn't have your logo or anything on it. Is this your production or not? So I will clarify that in a future video, but I don't know. The titanium is TI6-4, okay? So it's grade 5 or TC4 titanium, however you want to call it. This blade is not D2. What is it? Good question. It's either 8CR or 9CR. That's what it is, an MOV thing. So it's higher in chromium, and it's not D2, basically. It does not read as D2, and their PMI gun will read D2 if it is D2. So this is not D2 steel. Titanium's really good, and I've always liked this knife. I've had this for like a couple of years now, so I'm a little spooked, like I can't remember exactly where I bought it. And here's the results of the mystery knife. I called it the KM-610. I don't know where I got that. I call it the CH3500, and I don't know why I'm calling it a CH knife. I'm not sure if they actually made this. And, oh, by the way, the Chinese are knocking off the Chinese. So there are people making copies of CH knives and maybe of others, maybe Kevin John, others, I don't know. But we did run into a phony CH knife, a 3515, and ran that by Ping, and he goes, I want the site. I want to know who this is. So somebody is actually making low-grade copies. So go to the CH knife store. I'll give you the link for that to buy your CH knives to make sure you get the authentic CH knife. So we're going to just call it, we're just going to call it the 3500 because it's a mystery knife. But the HRC was 56.2, and I'll show you the pictures later on all these knives. I'll go through them slowly, and you can match this up. In any case, there's that, and flip. Don't want to spend too much time on a mystery knife. Scales are TI-64. So there you go, TI-64. And there's your readout. Okay? Flip. We got more knives to talk about, and we got pictures of the HRC, so we're going to try and pick this up a little bit. Okay, Nemesis. The Nemesis MPR2, which is right here. This is the Tanto version. This is Jeff Hall, owns the company. He lives in the Phoenix area, worked for Almar, and so these are the Mar Private Reserve designs that were never made when Al was alive. He owns these designs now and has started producing them. They're made in China, and this is VG10. And yes, it is VG10. The HRC is 58.2, and it says Chronometer 3. Okay, we're going to come back to that, but I looked up Chronometer 3, and it's a real steel. It's a different steel. This gun tries to match it to something that's closer to its actual database. What we did is we did this. Good old Spyderco VG10 from Japan, right? And so we tested this and then tested it against all the other VG10 knives, including the Civivi knives made by We and all that, and they all tested as VG10. So we'll get to that in a little bit. But 58.2, and here's your printout. So you can pause and read. Should we go back further? You can get a whole screenshot of this. Next. So, yes, it's boringly correct. Yes, it is. 58.2. Yes, it's VG10. Absolutely. Now, next is, our lovely Fura D2. And I think this was a $12 shooter off of Gear Best, right? So this says D2. Is it D2? You want to guess? Any votes here? Oh, man. Oh, Lord. Fail. No, it's not real D2. And that didn't surprise me. Actually, the titanium ones that are really cool, of course, half of them are like a knockoff of a freaking Swish or something like that from Olamic, and some of the others look like some other knife that's made, and some of them are original, but those titanium ones are so smooth and nice and everything. And we're going to update that when we get the other Fura gear knife in that's titanium, you know, all the real beautiful looks and smooth, and I love. And you know what? I told a viewer previously who was all in flames saying, they're not real D2. And I go, I don't care. I mean, you know, for 12 bucks or even 30 bucks, 32 bucks for that titanium thing. Okay, whatever. You know, you can't count on that. HRC is 56. Here's the sheet. Okay, and I will update this next time. Okay, next. Why start? Why start now? And so this is the 5012, the LK 5012, says it's VG10. Well, yes, it is real VG10. HRC is 57.4, although, actually, where is this sucker? This is a 57.8 or 57.7 HRC on the actual Spyderco. So it's not quite a 58 either. And here's the other test that he ran. And these are the two tests he ran. He said it was VG10, but it's there. The high silicon kind of threw it off. That's what he told me. I've got more Y-Start knives that are going to go and get tested, so we'll see. Now the titanium scales are TI6-4, which is a grade 5, or TC4 titanium, and they tested correctly. So yeah, I don't know. The Y-Start was a little bit funky, and you know, I don't know. We will have a go at the Y-Start D2 as well. I have a feeling that that's going to turn out to be Chinese D2, which is like a 12CR. I have a feeling, but I don't know that because it hasn't been tested yet. But you know, I've had conversations back and forth with Y-Start. In any case, I'm going to send the 5015 out for testing. That's also a VG10 blade. So we'll see if they still have that high silicon content that's throwing things off a bit. Okay, next. Tuyaknives. They are so boring. They're boring. Aren't they? I mean, they're so wonderfully boring because they're so predictable. Yes, it's real S35VN, and yes, it's real titanium TI6-4, grade 5 titanium. So there you go. And the HRC on this one, 58. Right on the dot. I love the Thorax, man. This is like, if this isn't my favorite, I don't know which one is. It's really hard to choose between this one, which is S35. And I'll show you the results. Here we go. Tuyaknife. I mean, he writes them on the back, okay? He writes his stuff on the back, which I soak through like this. See? This is what he writes on the back, but I put it on the front because I scan them in. I'm going to keep this electronically, and I want to have a one-glance look, okay, at these. So, in any case, it's real S35VN. Of course, he's got that programmed in because we tested several S35VN knives, including a Spyderco special or a limited run. The brown scales on the Para 3 was S35VN, and so we could test that and several other makes, and so he's got that base. So he ran the test. Here it is. Yes, it's a match. It's real S35VN, and the HRC is 58. How about those titanium scales? And Tuyaknife Thorax titanium scales are TI6-4. Okay, here's your printout on that. And so, another one bites the dust, right? I mean, and let's do the Tuyaknife in M390. The Dave Warren one, the DW1, or the Envy. And you'll be the envy of all your friends if you have this little M390. Wow. It's a beautiful knife. It's light. It's not real big. It's a great EDC size, and it's M390, so... Tuyaknife, Envy, M390 is real, HRC is 58. Now, oh, by the way, on the Tuyaknives, I'll give you the link to the Tuyaknife site because if you go on that site and you buy a knife, there's a discount code. What's the discount code? LTK. LTK discount code. $5 off. So keep that in mind. I'll put it in the description section for you. And the scales. 17 minutes. Hurry up, dude. You could fast forward through this, you know. Envy. Titanium scales, TI6-4, and here's your printout. I mean, I'm not like a scientist or anything going to tell you anything other than what the gun says. And here's the printout of these. Read the thing about the kinds of elements that can be detected by that analyzer. Because that was a discussion that happened before. And go ahead and read that article. We got TwoSun knives. TwoSun knives. And guess what? Okay, so Dave had told me that back in the day, which ain't that long ago because TwoSun ain't been around that long, but in any case, he got some of the D2 TwoSun knives that came out a couple of years, 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and tested them, and they did not test as D2. The chromium content was a lot higher, and they came out more as the Chinese D2, like a 12CR. And so I came by this knife. I think Jim Fiore sent it to me. And so I stole it off the table sale and said, no, I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to test it. I want to test this one because this is an older model, right? So I sent this out. Guess what? I don't know. Will wonders ever cease, right? The TS73 is a real D2. I mean real D2. And HRC is 58. How ordinary. Couldn't believe it. Okay, whatever. Next. How's that titanium scales? TI6-4, grade 5. TC4, in other words, titanium. And there's the test results there, okay? So, amazing. I don't know. TwoSun, they're making them right now. I mean, whenever they made the ones that were more the Chinese D2, I don't know when that ended and when this started, but these are all D2. This is the Wang design, Wang Denjin, and he's the designer. He did this and the TS81. Oh my God, the TS81. Crap, he keeps this up. He's going to make a name for himself. These are absolutely beautiful knives. This one is my favorite TwoSun knife of all times. I mean, that is just beautiful. That is just absolutely beautiful. Okay. Bone inserts. I think I grabbed this up for like $74 or something, but I'll tell you what, it's worth every damn dime of that. Okay, so this is the one that was tested. And yes, it's a real D2. And the titanium, absolutely. And where's my actual, hold on, print out of that. Yeah, it is here. Okay, TS89 D2 is real. HRC's 59. Ooh, kicking it up a notch. So, there you go. TS is D2. There's your printout there. Oh, let me get back to the insanity on this page where the titanium scales are TI6-4. It's a TS89. There you go. I mean, I hope you guys like this stuff. I think it's really informative. At least it gives you a little peace of mind when you buy these knives, right? So, okay. The Artisan Zumwalt. And it's G10. So we didn't test the scales, right? Now, this one, it tested as D2. So it tests as D2. And the HRC is 62.7, which is crazy, okay? Now, it was a marginal match because of the higher chromium level. So Don't know, and I got with Russ at Artisan about that. It's really high HRC, and it's a lot more corrosion resistant because of the higher chromium level, which may be a good thing, but then again, it doesn't test exactly the same as the other D2 knives we've checked from China, like Steel Will or CH Knives or Best Tech or whoever. So, it's a puzzlement. It is. And he's going to get back to me. I sent another one in for testing that was the Eagle, which is a newer production. This one may have been whipped up as a proto for the Atlanta show. But in any case, it tests only marginally at D2 because of the higher chromium level. So we'll get back to you on that one. I don't know how that would affect the actual performance, cutting performance. So if you guys have an Artisan in D2, give me some feedback on that. I'm thinking with this really high HRC that it probably performs really, really well. So I don't know that it doesn't mean anything to me, but it's just curiosity that it's not testing at exactly the same level as the other D2 blades. Okay, so go figure. I don't know. And what did I do? Oh man, I'm a little embarrassed. Okay, so I sent in a CH3504 knife for testing. I got it back, but I had it in a pile. I'll put you out here, buddy. You're good. And I shipped it off to a guy. I don't have it here on the table. CH3504 knife. But I did send it in. And I'm going to show you the paperwork at least. It's not like this one. It didn't have the skull on it. It was the one without the skull. And it's S35 and stuff. This is the 3515. That's S35VN. Isn't that pretty? No color on that one. Just shiny, huh? And the 3519, by the way. Man. And this has got a carbon fiber insert. In any case, 3504. Yes, it's real S35VN. The HRC was 61.6. So whoever I sent the knife to, and I can't remember your name right now, crap. You got a heck of a knife there. It tested out really good. Left him with a little divot on the back side up near the pivot, but that's it. A divot near the pivot. So, tested out S35VN. There's your printout. And the scales, TI6-4. So, there you go. That's that for that. And I am going to now show you the actual HRC pictures. All right, first of all, a picture of the analyzer gun with the Fura knife in front of it, calling it out because it's not D2, is it? No, it's not. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how they do the testing. Here's where they're doing the Rockwell testing. And this is obviously the 3504 knife that already shipped out. Damn it. In any case, and yeah, 61.7 looks like. As we read them off, you can go back and recalibrate. The Artisan in D2 was very high, like 62.7 on the scale. So there you go. You can see the calibration date on the device. And then our mystery knife that I thought was a CH3500, God only knows, and it's a 56.2 HRC. Next is the Artisan again. I don't know why we ran it twice. I think but you know, it was a 62.7, right? Okay, next. This is the CH3510 with the carbon fiber on it, and it was right at 60. as it says up here, 3510. The next one is the Fura D2, which was not very much. It was a 56. And here's the Tuyaknife. That's the M390 Envy, and that's at a 58. So that's just fine. And this is the Nemesis MPR VG10. And there you go. It's just over 58, like 58.2. This one here is, of course, the Thorax by Tuyaknives, and it's right at a 58. And this is the TS73, the TwoSun, and it's right at a 58. And there's the Y Start, and it's not quite, it's a 57.4. So let me get back to my pictures here. Come on, here you go. So no, but of course the actual other VG10 knife, the Endura, didn't quite get there either. It was a 57.7, 57.8. So here's the TwoSun TS89, and it's at a 59 HRC. So as it says, TS89. And here's the test disc, just to let you know how they zero out the machine. I mean, this is supposed to test straight on at a 65 because that's a 65 disc. So that's how they calibrate their machine to make sure that they're getting the correct readings. And congratulations. We're done with the slideshow. 8th grade is now dismissed for the day. Oh, Lord almighty. Okay. So we've got a mess here. Crap, I got to clean this up. You guys just have to watch. That's all. In any case, I hope this is meaningful to you. I'm going to keep testing. I want to know, the Rockwells, if somebody's not getting the heat treat right, because that impacts it, the performance of a blade. But I want to know. I mean, that Fura was not D2. It's not D2. Probably the titanium one probably has the same steel, so it probably not D2 as well. But we're going to test that. And we're going to get back with you on this, the Artisan as well. So we will get more test results and go forward with more information, because there's nothing like taking the actual equipment needed to test these and using that to test them. Yeah, so that makes a big difference. All right. Hey, appreciate you guys hanging out. It is a mess. And I got, oh my God, this is batch 2. I've already got, I got 3 more batches to do. And, God only knows. We'll just keep going. Thank you so much. Hey, you know what we do around here? We love them knives. So you guys stay sharp.